Hello and welcome to the Germany Starter Pack for Students, powered by DEGIS. Today's session is about how to master your studies in German. I welcome you here as your host. My name is Arushi Goyal and I am the Vice President Organizational Development at DEGIS. A little bit about myself. I am a master's student in mathematics at FU Berlin. Came to Germany in 2021 from India. Before we start, I'd like you all to grab your notebooks and a pen or a tablet and your Apple pencils and start taking notes and a lot of screenshots on what we are going to learn today. After the session, it is advisable to create a to-do list for yourself. And whenever I ask questions during the sessions, it will be really helpful if you pause the video and think of your answers and then listen to what I have to say. A little disclaimer about today's session is that everything that I include is general information which is relevant for most students and for most study programs. But if you want to know about specific courses and your specific study programs, you must check your university's website. The keywords that I use in my presentation would be relevant to you and you can use them in order to make your research more efficient. What are we going to learn today from this module would be firstly the types of study programs, followed by course registration and the different patterns on how to scheduleize your semester, diversity and level of advancement of a German study program compared to international standards, exam patterns or the types of evaluations, some student life hacks, which will be general and useful to everyone, and how to seek help. Let's begin with the type of courses. German universities usually offer practical as well as theoretical courses. The catch here is that practical courses are, of course, application-based and makes you work for everything you do, makes you understand the orientation of a subject better and helps you apply the subject. However, for theoretical courses such as STEM theory and linguistics, most courses and their content still focuses on the applied systems of a theoretical knowledge that is provided to you during lecture. So one important thing in such courses you must keep in mind before beginning with them is that not only you need to know everything about the topics that you're studying, but you also should be comfortable in applying those topics in your real life or in your questions. That is the approach to it. Most German courses in the bachelor's level are taught in German language and hence require a B2 German qualifications. However, at master's level, about 1,500 courses are taught entirely in English, and it is possible to complete their degrees in English language. TestDAF, DSH, various proficiency tests, as well as the Goethe certificates are a standard accepted norm when it comes to the German language qualifications for each student. For English, IELTS as well as TOEFL are the most popular exams. Some courses with their specifications also require GRE and GMAT. You must keep in mind, in order to find which study program that you want to enroll in requires what level of language restrictions, you must search for the entry requirements of that course registration. The moment a semester begins, the first thing a student does is register for a course. The registration period is usually 1 month from the beginning of the semester, and the deregistration period allows you to deregister from the courses. It's always advisable to register for as many courses as you feel relatable to. And in the end, during the deregistration period, you can slowly cut down to the level of courses that you feel are doable in a particular semester. Some important platforms in order to register and reach to the stage of being able to learn the course officially are a course catalog, which contains information about the lecture timings, helps you get rid of any schedule clashes, It also tells you the prerequisites and contains information about the professors as well as the TAs. It also links you to the website of a professor, which is always created. German professors always build a website. Some reference books and the number of attendees are also some important criteria in order to select your course and in order to be selected for a course. Usually, the number of attendees plays an important role whenever a course has limited number of attendees. We will learn further about this feature. A registration portal, however, is different from a course catalog. Once you find yourself whatever courses you are interested in, you must go to a registration portal of your respective university and register for the course in order to take an exam in the course and sit officially in the classes. This notifies you whenever you have been accepted for a limited course, a limited restriction, a limited attendance course. German universities have a lot of diversity. About 0.4 million of international students have been enrolled in a German university, and this number has had a substantial increase in the last 7 years. A pro tip is to find people with a similar educational background or who belong to the same country as you are, as it is always advantageous to sit with those people, chat in your own language and understand the subject better. Courses with most international students are engineering, law, economics, mathematics, natural sciences, and also followed by human medicine and agriculture. Level of advancements. Germany has been accredited the 3rd rank in a world standard of education. And hence, there are different ways in which the German education perceives the importance of learning. Thesis-oriented courses, project-based learning, reverse study patterns, and regular presentations are some ways in which a course is culminated. Almost every study program is usually ended and the degree is awarded on the basis of the thesis that you submit along with the credits that you attained during the course. Project-based learning as well as reverse study patterns, we will also study during the evaluation steps in the next slide. Also, once you are reviewing your course in a course catalog or during the first lecture of your particular subject, you will be told about these things in detail, that how would this particular subject be evaluated. It usually also depends on the number of attendees and the number of exam takers. Some types of evaluations are oral exams, multiple attempts, reverse teaching patterns, presentations, active participation, and paper submission. Now, not all German courses rely on a written exam. However, when there is a written exam, there are usually given multiple attempts in order to clear it. Oral exams are quite a standard practice in Germany, since most courses are very theoretical and very practical. Most courses are very practical, and hence oral exams are mostly a standard practice. But keep in mind that the oral exams are always made and formulated considering the real-time stress a person feels and the anxiety one feels in front of authority, and they are always kept into consideration. Reverse teaching patterns, however, is based on the idea of the more you teach is the more you learn. Whenever a topic is taught in a class, first a professor explains them, and then it is followed by the students explaining it to the rest of the class as well as to the professor. This is usually commenced in a low attendance platform so that every student gets a chance every week or at least every 2 weeks. Presentations are a very important part of every course possible. And this could be presentation using a PPT, using a projector, using just the blackboard or a whiteboard. Even some projects are presented in a manner that it is considered into a presentation. Active participation holds equal value as a final examination. And paper submission is a criteria not for every course, but for a reasonable amount of courses are evaluated on the basis of the papers you are supposed to submit at the end of the exam. But as I said, all of these types of evaluation methods and whatever is specific to your course will be told to you on the very first lecture. Now, even after we know all these things, even after we are taught all these things from the very beginning, it is always very normal and natural to make mistakes. And so did I. Some of my mistakes were that I did not ask for help in the very beginning when I found myself struggling. I did not form any study groups in the first place. I sometimes relied on Google and Wikipedia for answers, and this led to plagiarism. And plagiarism is not always appreciated because German study patterns are usually built on the way a human or a student can expand their ability to think. And when you use Google, you cut down your ability to think. You don't give yourself enough time to anticipate all possible scenarios and think in all different directions. And I did not even anticipate the difficulty level of my course, which made me struggle initially. So now I would like to give you some student life hacks, which will save you from a lot of problems that you might face in future. The first one is semester schedule preparation. Second one is study organizers. We can recommend a Studio app. You can also use the code of DEGIS capitals in 2022 to get a free pro version. Classroom discussions, study groups, time management, refresher courses. Some people also don't check their emails, which is very important, and digital tools for common tasks. These are some student life hacks, which we will further discuss in detail. Usually a semester runs in the following way. The summer semester is for 12 weeks. However, the winter one is for 16 weeks. The course registration period are considered the initial first months of each semester. In a summer semester, there are no holiday periods, whereas the Christmas holidays we get in the winter semester are long enough for you to revise whatever has been taught before the Christmas break. The no teaching activity is a time period where most exams are commenced. Multiple attempts are also taken during that time. These are the general trends of one university and some of them which are related to it. However, you can find the exact schedule of your particular university under the academic calendar of your university website. The first tip was how to see your semester and schedule accordingly. Second one is more about once you are in the class, is to raise your hand. Now, asking your doubts and raising your hand in a public platform like a classroom, which is still a safe space, is very important and very enlightening. It helps you gain confidence. It helps you learn the expression of, it helps you learn how to express your doubts in a more clarifying way. Because sometimes the way you formulate your sentence, the way you try to express your doubt is not very obvious to the professor or the teaching assistant. And they might ask you to paraphrase. And then you might be able to express your doubt in a better way. And this will do nothing but make you think more about your own problems. This helps you go into details of the concept. So let's say that in a public scenario, the professor cross questions you whenever you ask them a doubt. This will help you take some time off, take some research time for that particular concept, and then consequently strengthen it. This is what you require as a student, and this will be really helpful. This also helps you remember that doubt for a longer time. This is a personal experience that when someone expresses the result of my doubts, which are asked to them, I tend to remember it later on. Whenever I think about that particular topic, I might go back in time and think of how someone explained it to me. And hence I do. The tendency for me to forget about it is rather low. Also, most professors will give you a platform where you can simply open forums or open a thread for discussion, which is going to be open to all the students as well as the professors, the teaching assistant, the old students who pass the course, and all of them can answer your question. And this will not only help you, but also help other students who had the doubt but did not end up asking about them. Study groups or clubs are very important. This helps you not only think of your doubts, but also help explain the doubts to other people explicitly. Helps you think of a particular concept in a 360-degree direction, all possible ways. This helps you have a more efficient way of solving your problems, as well as it increases the team bonding and spirits. It helps reduce a lot of alienation and anxiety. A very important tip is to gain you the boon of regularity, that form a study group in the very beginning. But remember, if you feel that someday you are not in the same place as your peers, if you are not able to cope up with everything, you must not let a study group burden you. You must not anyways attend, keep sitting there, feel bad about yourself, or feel competitive. A study group is for you to grow. And if on one day you feel you're off, it's okay to take a day off. It's okay to let it be and not attend it further the moment you feel cut. But it's not the idea is not to just give up altogether. The idea is to take a break and work on the concepts that you are struggling in on yourself for that particular time. Yes, university email. This was a topic that I was really looking forward to. University email IDs would be the very first thing that a university provides you after giving you admission. And the course details, assignment deadlines, re-registration deadlines for subsequent semesters, updates in the class schedule, exam registration announcements, doubt session announcements. Everything will be sent to you as an update on that particular email. So you should always keep it a point to open and check your university emails once a day throughout the semester, at least during the teaching period, at least during the no teaching, before the no teaching activity period. Refresher courses. Refresher courses are something which are usually offered to those students who did their bachelor's in that particular university and are going for master's in the same university. These are taken 1 month in advance from the beginning of the study program or the course. And hence, the idea is to get in touch with those students who opted for these refresher courses, who did those refresher courses. Then you must ask them for the notes and assignments. This will help you not only know new people, but also it will help you not to be afraid to ask. This step can be done anytime during the initial months, and it will really enhance your understanding of the course that was taught for your program as a level before you. And it will help you catch up with all the knowledge that Germany as a country had to offer before you could enter the country. Some digital tools in a student life are very, very important. These help you convert documents. These help you prepare better for your exams. These help you organize better. One of the highly recommended ones from this list here, I mean, I would suggest you to pause the video and go through all these. Some of them might be recognizable to you. One of them, which is usually in front of our eyes, but we fail to notice, is the Google link folder. So my suggestion is that whenever you find a link which is relevant to your course or relevant to your program, or it's about a topic that you see yourself studying and feeling nice about, you bookmark that link, you create a folder in the name of your subject, and you put all the relevant links in that particular folder. At the time of your exam, whenever you go through that folder, you make sure that whatever links you had visited as a part of the semester, as a part of studying naively, studying recklessly, you make sure that these important links are something that you revisit. Since everything is now online, we have to use tools like our highlighter, which we used to do as a child on the textbook. We have to find new ways to highlight stuff for ourselves. And this provides you the same thing. Discord and Telegram groups are also something which is a very common practice. On Discord, you can make different channels for different subjects, and all people who have taken those subjects can actually communicate using those channels. To make your presentations stand out, you must use Canva. And to organize your study seamlessly, again, I would like to recommend the Studio app with the code DEGIS 2022 to get a free pro version. Also, most of these digital tools would be offered by your university also as free. You must visit your university website and find digital tools there. Time management. Now, this particular time management table is restricted to a 16-week program, but you can adapt it for a 12-week or whatever is the duration of your future courses. For a 16-week program, my recommendation is to use the first 8 and the next 8 weeks in different ways. For the first 8 weeks, in order to get the heck of a course, in order to know more, give yourself some time. Give yourself some weekend offs. Take your time to gel along with the course, to know the study pattern, to know the new subject. But still, of course, be regular, have a study group, update your notes. Over the weekend, do nothing but just go through everything, revise in a basic manner, complete your assignments, but that's all. However, the next 8 weeks, take time to not only revise, do what's going on in the course at that particular moment, but also revise the content of the first 8 weeks. Because as a human, it's a tendency to forget things we don't recall. And we don't want that. We don't want that in the end of the 16th week, we forget what we had learned in the first 4 weeks or first 5 weeks. So it's always a good idea and a good practice to keep revising everything. You can also redo some assignments in these weeks. However, the second half of the last 8 weeks are very crucial. You must take some external sources. Since everything is very practically oriented and application is important, we must focus on some external sources which we can make a part of our daily activity and daily studying schedule. Making cheat sheets are very extremely important. Now, what are cheat sheets? Cheat sheets are just a single sheet of paper in which you enclose all the documents, all the definitions, all the theorems, or let's say all the study hacks of that particular course in your own language, which is local to you. It's up to you. You can make songs out of the course. You can make, I don't know, just make a canvas, make it for yourself. But a cheat sheet is something which should be very personal to you, and it should reflect your idea, your personal idea of studying. Also, try making these cheat sheets at least 4 weeks in advance of the course and enclose all the topics which are related to one particular theme in the same sheet. Then, as you get closer to the exam, start refining your sheets. Start removing content, making it more crisp and precise. The next thing is how to seek help. Now, not always all these tips help. Not always it is possible that you end up at the perfect position, you end up doing everything great by yourself. And it is always okay to ask for help in such situations. Studying abroad is very tough. I'm not going to say it's tough sometimes as written here because it's actually very tough. And we can't solve everything on our own. And for that, our university and the lifestyle provides us with a lot of people who have faced this and are there for us to help each other out. Some student advisory centers or course counselors, student mentors, tutors at campus. These people will help you with the course related problem. However, some psychological counseling centers which are there right there in your university, which are available to you on appointment usually, can be online as well as offline as far as I know. Such psychological centers help you deal with various emotional or psychological issues that you might face with respect to your foreign education. International office and student mobility units are also something that some people that you can approach to in order to deal with any other stressful situations or challenges that you might face. DEGIS local and national Facebook groups are something that you can follow, and whenever you feel that you are in a situation where other students would have also been, or whenever you seek peer-to-peer support, you can always post stuff there, and I cannot promise you complete situations, but I can definitely assure that there would be support. I would like to quote that shared challenges are half as heavy. So do not deal with your problems by yourself. Let others help you. So with this, we come to the end of our course, and I would like to recall what all we learned today. We learned about the types of study programs, followed by the course registration and the scheduling of your semester. We learned about the diversity and the level of advancement of a German study program and the exam patterns, which are very different from the usual exam structures. We learned some student life hacks, which will be really useful for you to focus on. And we learned on how to seek help and what is the right way to approach it. Thanks for watching and have a nice start in Germany. This was the Germany Starter Pack for Students powered by DEGIS. I'm Arushi Goyal signing off. Thank you for being here and have a great day. Ciao, schönen Tag.